Hey everyone. So the last two YCSs, we've had Patrick Hoban top with a Mannadium deck playing the Omega Loop. He hasn't said exactly what he's doing in this combo, but he has said that he's been ending on SP Little Knight, Baronne De Fleur, Bystial Dispater, and having looped two cards from his opponent's hand with Cyframe Lord Omega. I've spent a few hours yesterday trying various combos to figure out how he's doing this, as not being able to use the Bystial Dispater to revive a banished Visa Starfrost causes huge problems with looping and summoning multiple Astrolades. I think I've managed to mostly figure it out. I am playing one card that Hoban was not playing on his list, but the end result seems to be mostly the same. So to get into it, we're starting off with we need three cards to do this. Visa Starfrost, Mannadium Meek, and Peaceful Planet Calarium. Uh, Either the Visas or the Meek could also be Riem Heart. The only one that you absolutely need to draw is the Calarium. So let's go into it. Oh, so flat. Right. So we'll activate the Calarium, searching out the missing piece, either Riem Heart, Visas, or the Meek, whichever one you didn't have of the three. And then we normal summon the Meek, activate the Riem Heart effect, targeting the Meek to destroy it to summon itself. Then we use the effect of the Riem Heart, the Meek we just destroyed, and the Calarium to bring back the Meek that was destroyed. And the Meek that we bring back, summon from deck, will be a level 4. And we search Mannadium Obsession with the Riem Heart. Now here we summon Mannadium Trisukta, and we use this effect to bring back the Meek we used as material, and we go for Visas and Retire, who will then search Pearl Arena. We now link it off for Lightheart to search for the third planet, Reichphobia. We use the Obsession on the Lightheart to search for Reframing. And then we banish the Obsession to special summon the Visa Starfrost from our hand, and we'll use the once per duel effect of Lightheart to special summon itself back from the grave because we control Visa Starfrost. We'll now replace the field with Perlarino to search for Visas. And this is quite important for at least this combo. I'm not entirely sure how Patrick Hoban was doing it, but we need to be able to get that second Visas Starfrost in play to be able to do the full combo. And now we're going to activate Reichphobia to search for the Reich Heart, and we will special that and search for Scareclaw Arrival. Now, right here, we're telegraphed that we could go into Baronne De Fleur. So if our opponent had Nibiru, they should use it now. Otherwise, we're indicating that they're not going to get another chance to. Unfortunately, this is a board that has committed quite heavily already. So if we were to be Nibiru'd here, we do have Nova in hand. We do have an Astrolabe that would be live in grave. So we're not completely out of it, but it definitely hurts. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's not really any way around that with this build, but it's worse. It's at least they don't limb you later, I guess, after you've committed a bit more, because we're not going to go into Baron right here. Instead, we're going to go Lightheart into Lightheart. This is unnecessary, but it does give you a bit of follow-up next turn, just searching another copy of Reichphobia. Now we're going to go into Cyframe Lord Omega with our level 4 Meek and the Reichheart. And we're going to make Cross Sheep with the Visas and the Light Heart. Banish the Light Heart and the Ream Heart. We used the Ream Heart there because we still have the Arrival that we haven't used, so we want to keep the Right Heart in the grave to allow follow-up. Now we use the Cross Sheep to summon a Meek from grave, and we use our second Visas to target the Meek, destroying it and summoning the final copy of Meek from our deck as a level 4. Now we use the Arrival to bring back the Right Heart. And here we're now going to go for Baronne with the Right Heart and the Visa Starfrost. And now we've also got the level 4 Meek and the Estradad to go for Crimson Dragon. Target the Baronne to bring out Old Faithful Bystial Dispater. Now use the Omega to banish a card from our opponent's hand. Dispater to bring back the Omega, and we'll do it again. Now we banish the Right Heart and the Visas from our grave to summon Estradad, and we'll link the Estradad and the Cross Sheep off for SP Little Knight, banishing a copy of the Estradad in our grave. So if we use the Destroy effect of Bystial Dispater next turn, we can have an additional copy of Astrolaud in our extra deck, so it's like we're playing 3 copies when we're only playing 2. We'll set the counter trap, and this is where we'd end our turn. Now, things to note here. Our opponent would have 4 cards, so obviously the 5 they drew at the start of the game, we've taken 2 out, leaving them the 3, and they're going to draw an additional 1 per turn. And we have 4 interruptions from our board. So we've got the SP Little Knight, Bystial Dispater, Baronne, and the counter trap. We don't have a Visas on Field War Engrave, so the counter trap will only be a negate. But we would have 2 additional cards in our hand that we have not used. These could be things like Infinite Impermanence, Forbidden Droplets, etc. Obviously, you can't rely on them, but we could have more interactions than they have cards, which is good. The downsides I see of this board is it loses very hard to Super Polymerization, either for Guilty Gearfried with SP Little Knight and Baronne, or if they are on it, they could also go for Draco Knight, and if they are on that, that's pretty much game over because they can fuse both the Bystial Dispater and the Baronne, which would turn off our counter trap because we no longer control a Synchro monster, and they can just beat over the SP Little Knight, and then main phase 2 activate the effect of the Draco Knight, banishing our own Bystial Dispater to copy its effect, and then using the copied effect to summon back our banished copy of Bystial Dispater. If that happens, it's without a doubt game over. You're not coming back from that. So I'm not entirely convinced this combo is worth it, but it certainly was a lot of fun trying to figure it out. Alright, let's quickly go over our deck list. We've got triple Kashtera Fenrir, single Kashtera Scareclaw, 2 Visas Starfrost, 2 Visas Samsara, triple Reamheart, triple Reichheart, and triple Meek. That's it for the monsters. And then with the spells, we've got double triple text talents, reinforcement of the army, 2 Mannadium Obsession, a terraforming, 2 Scareclaw Arrival, a Call by the Grave, 3 Forbidden Droplet, 2 Reichphobia, 1 Polar Rhino, and 1 Calarium. And then for the traps, we've got 3 Infinite Impermanence and a Mannadium Reframing. I was playing the Kashtera field spell in my main deck, but I've swapped it out for Call by the Grave, as I've seen Droll and Lockboard seeing a little bit more play in people's main decks, so having it for that game 1 has been quite important. In the extra deck, we've got 2 Vicious Astrolabs, a Crimson Dragon, a Bystial Dispater, Chaos Angel, Qingying, Baronne De Fleur, Visas Amritara, Excelsin Crustatus Dragon, Slayframe Lord Omega, Mannadium Trisukta, SP Little Knight, Cross Sheep, and 2 Lightheart. And the side deck, something I'm still playing around with. I am going to YCS Bologna in December, so I'm just trying to figure out what to do for the meta there. Currently I'm just playing around with a Super Poly engine in the side, with Guilty Gearfried and Mud Dragon as the 2 targets. I've also got Instant Fusion for Millennium Eyes to help counter that Droll Lockbird. Unfortunately, this does play into Nibiru, so it's a bit of a coin toss which one you put them on. The advantage here is Instant Fusion into Mud Dragon is actually really good against Rescue Ace, as a lot of their back row targets, so it gives a grip on protection there. Got the Gaga Cowboy for time, 2 Lightning Storm, 3 Thrust, Hero to the Abyss, and the Dimensional Barrier to side in for those decks that just lose to it. So if they Drill and Lockbird you thrust, set D barrier, and you should be good to last the rest of the turn. Thanks for watching, everyone, and please give my website a look, ygo.superpro.games. We've got singles, sealed, and accessories. We've got our own line of accessories. Currently, we've got top loaders, mini snaps, and our flagship product, a top loader binder. It holds 216 cards and top loaders, great for keeping your collection in tip-top shape, while also displaying it and being able to trade with it rather than having it in a shoebox somewhere. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video and check out my next one. Like and subscribe.